When Megan first moved in, everything felt perfect. She decorated the house with small touches that made it feel alive. Candles, framed photos, little notes on the fridge that said, "Love you." I woke up to her cooking breakfast, smiling in one of my shirts. We laughed about bills and groceries, talking about saving for a future. She promised to handle utilities while I covered the mortgage. It sounded fair, balanced, like two adults building something real. The first few months went smoothly, almost too smoothly. Then the excuses began. Her car needed repairs, the company delayed her paycheck, her sister needed help. I didn't question it because I wanted to believe her. Love makes you generous, even when you shouldn't be. So I paid her share and told myself it was temporary. Weeks turned into months, and temporary became routine. The $800 she once promised became a forgotten memory. But she always had new clothes, new handbags, and perfect nails. She claimed they were gifts or great discounts from friends. I wanted to believe that too. It's easier to lie to yourself when the truth hurts. We ate out at expensive restaurants almost every weekend. She'd say, "You work so hard, you deserve it." Somehow the bills always ended up in my hand. Still, I smiled, thinking love meant never keeping score. The thing about slow decay is that it feels normal while it happens. You adjust, compromise, rationalize. Then one day you wake up and realize you're the only one trying. Megan started working fewer hours, spending more time shopping. She'd come home with bags from Nordstrom and Sephora, saying they were for work events or client meetings. Her phone was always face down, always silent. When I asked about her day, she'd give short answers, eyes elsewhere. I told myself she was just stressed. Maybe she was burned out, maybe she needed space. But space became distance, and distance became silence. We no longer shared meals at the same table. She'd eat late, scrolling through her phone, smiling at messages I couldn't see. At night, she turned away from me in bed, claiming she was tired or not feeling well. I began to feel like a guest in my own home. Still, I clung to the idea that this was just a phase. Every time I thought of confronting her, I remembered the early days when everything felt pure. The laughter, the warmth, the illusion of partnership. I wanted that version of her back so badly I ignored reality. Then one afternoon, she walked in carrying a mountain of shopping bags. Lingerie, dresses, perfume, and heels that screamed attention. When I asked why, she said she had a work trip coming up. A marketing conference in Miami. 4 days, all expenses paid. She smiled as she packed her suitcase, telling me this could be her big career break. But something about the way she said it didn't feel right. The tone, the excitement, the sudden mystery. And deep down, a quiet voice whispered the truth I wasn't ready to hear. Something was very, very wrong. The morning she mentioned Miami, she sounded rehearsed. Like she had practiced every word in front of a mirror. She said it was a huge marketing summit, hosted by Brand Forward Strategies. 4 days of workshops, panels, and networking events. Her company, she claimed, was covering all expenses. Flights, hotel, even meal stipends. She made it sound so legitimate that I almost believed her. Almost. Then I saw the receipts. Victoria's Secret, intimate boutique, high-end designer stores. None of it looked like business attire. When I asked, she laughed and called me insecure. "It's professional wear," she said, waving a sheer blouse in front of me. That blouse looked more ready for South Beach than a conference. She packed heels taller than I'd ever seen her wear to work. Tiny black dresses that wouldn't survive a boardroom meeting. I kept my voice calm and asked, "Just curious, what's the conference called again?" She rolled her eyes, annoyed by the question. "Digital Marketing Evolution Summit," she said sharply. I nodded, pretending to accept it. But the doubt had already taken root. Later that night, while she showered, I searched online. Nothing. No summit, no company, no event registration. Not even a LinkedIn post or a tweet. In the marketing world, that's impossible. Real conferences flood social media with hashtags and speakers. This one didn't exist. My stomach sank as I scrolled through empty results. Something inside me shifted from confusion to dread. I knew I had to know the truth. Her laptop sat on the coffee table, glowing faintly. She never used passwords, always saying, "We trust each other." I opened it and typed the name brand forward. No results. Then's Miami. That's when the first deleted emails appeared. A man named Rico Miami 305. Dozens of messages, full of plans, excitement, and hotel confirmations. Can't wait to see you, baby. Got the penthouse suite ready, ocean view, champagne waiting. Her replies made me sick. I've been counting down the days. This weekend will be unforgettable. It wasn't a work trip. It was a romantic getaway. I sat there frozen, heart pounding in my throat. Every word on the screen was a knife. Then I opened her Venmo. Regular payments to Rico M. $30 here, $75 there every single week. The money came straight from our joint account. My paycheck was funding her affair. I took screenshots of everything. Emails, payments, dates, even the deleted messages. Evidence, not emotion. I'm a salesman. I deal in proof, not feelings. But in that moment, my hands shook uncontrollably. 3 years of trust evaporated into pixels on a screen. The woman who once called me her rock was building castles with another man. I closed the laptop slowly and stared at the wall. My entire life had just been rewritten in one night. The truth was brutal, but it was mine now. And once I had it, there was no going back. The next morning, I woke up with a strange calm. It was the kind that comes after a storm you didn't see coming. I decided to handle it the same way I handled business deals. Strategically, not emotionally. I started by calling her office. A small marketing agency with less than 10 people. The owner answered directly. I told him I wanted to send Megan flowers at her hotel in Miami. He paused, confused. "What hotel? Megan, on personal leave this week," he said. My chest tightened, but my voice stayed steady. "Oh, I must have misunderstood. She said she was on a company trip." He sighed. "No, definitely not. There's no trip. She told us she had family matters." Family matters. That was her conference. I thanked him politely and hung up. Step 1, confirmation. The trip was fake. Step 2, protection. I drove to the bank and closed our joint account. The teller looked surprised, but processed everything quickly. Her card would now read 0 balance. Then I called my lawyer. I explained everything. The fake trip, the stolen money, the evidence. He told me I was in a strong position. She wasn't on the lease or the mortgage. Legally, she was just a guest. If she refused to leave, it would count as trespassing. That was all I needed to hear. I printed every screenshot and uploaded the rest to cloud storage. Every email, every transaction timestamped and safe. By the afternoon, I was emotionally numb. No anger, no sadness, just clarity. This wasn't the woman I thought I knew. She had turned love into a business transaction. Saturday came. Right on schedule, Megan texted from Miami. "The conference is amazing, babe. Learning so much." I played along. "That's great, honey. What was your favorite session today?" Her reply came hours later. "Oh, just some technical stuff about algorithms. You'd find it boring." I smiled bitterly at my phone. She couldn't even fake a decent lie. The next morning, she posted a group photo. 5 people at a beach club, cocktails in hand, sun blazing overhead. Her caption read, "Networking lunch with industry professionals." I reverse searched the image. It appeared on Rico's Instagram. Same photo, different caption. "Weekend paradise with my baby." There it was, plain as day. She wasn't in a meeting. She was in a swimsuit, sitting on another man's lap. I commented on his post. Looks like a great marketing summit. Very educational. The comment disappeared minutes later. But I had screenshots to last forever. That night, I stared at the evidence folder one last time. It was over. The relationship, the trust, the illusions. All done. But I wasn't done yet. Now it was my turn to close this deal properly. And when she came home, she would find out exactly who she'd been playing with. Her flight home was scheduled for Tuesday evening. I spent the next 2 days preparing every detail. I packed all her belongings into labeled boxes. Clothes, makeup, shoes, personal items, everything she owned. Each box stacked neatly by the front door. I wasn't doing it out of anger. I was doing it for closure. I even vacuumed the carpet afterward. By Tuesday afternoon, my house looked cleaner than it had in months. At 6:45 p.m., my phone rang. It was her. "Ryan, something's wrong with my card. It got declined for Uber." I kept my voice calm. "That's strange. Maybe call the bank, I'm sure they can help." "They said the account is closed. What's going on?" "Oh, really? That's concerning. Do you need money for the ride?" "Yes, please. Just $60 for Uber home." "Sure," I said. "Send me the receipts for your conference expenses first." Silence. Then a shaky voice. "Ryan, I can't deal with that right now. Please, I'm stuck at the airport." "Maybe Rico can help," I said. "He's good with penthouse suites." The line went dead for a few seconds. Then she whispered, "What did you just say?" I told her everything. The fake summit. The emails. The Venmo transfers. The photos of her at the beach club with Rico. The lies she thought I'd never uncover. "Ryan, please. I can explain everything if you give me a chance." "I'm sure you can," I said. "You've got 90 minutes to pack your stuff." She screamed that I couldn't just kick her out. I reminded her that legally, she was only a guest. "After 90 minutes, every lock in this house changes," I said. At 9:30 p.m. she showed up, eyes red, mascara running. I was sitting on the couch, waiting, calm and collected. She saw the boxes and broke down crying. "Please, Ryan, I messed up. It's not what you think." "Oh, really? You didn't use my money to fund your romantic vacation." "It was just a mistake. Rico doesn't mean anything to me." "Funny," I said. "He seemed important enough for weekly payments." She switched from tears to rage in seconds. "You're pathetic. You think your stupid job makes you better than him." "Go be with him then," I said quietly. "He can pay your bills now." "I'm not leaving," she yelled. "This is my home too." "Check the lease," I said. "Your name isn't on anything." She threw her handbag across the room. I pulled out my phone and started recording. "What are you doing?" she screamed. "That's illegal." "It's my house," I replied. "Everything here is documented." I told her she had 10 minutes before I called the police. She grabbed 3 boxes, still sobbing, and stormed out the door. Her last words echoed behind her. "You'll regret this." But I didn't. For the first time in months, the house was silent. And silence, that night, sounded exactly like freedom. I thought it was over after she left that night. But people like Megan never disappear quietly. The next morning, the calls began. Missed call after missed call, voicemail after voicemail. Each one more desperate than the last. "Ryan, please, I made a mistake." "Ryan, you don't understand." "I love you, I need to talk." I deleted every single one without listening. By Wednesday, she showed up at my office. My assistant called, whispering nervously. "There's a woman in the lobby saying she's your girlfriend." "She's not," I said. "Call security and escort her out." Security walked her out as she screamed that I ruined her life. By Thursday, her mother called me. "Ryan, please, she's devastated. Can't you forgive her?" I stayed polite but firm. Ma'am, she didn't make a mistake. She made a plan. She's been crying for days, her mother said. She's lost without you. She lost herself long before she lost me, I answered. That night, the situation escalated online. Megan posted a long Instagram story. She called me controlling, manipulative, financially abusive. She said I abandoned her after years of sacrifice. People started messaging me screenshots. Half of her friends believed her lies. The other half started asking what really happened. I didn't argue publicly. I preferred the truth to do its own work. So I spent that evening preparing a digital folder. Every email, every Venmo transaction, every photo of her with Rico. The company email proving she lied about the conference. The screenshot of her fake captions under Rico's post. All neatly labeled with dates and context. On Friday morning, I sent it out. Her parents, her boss, her coworkers, her closest friends. Even Rico. No angry words, just the truth with proof attached. By Saturday, everything unraveled. Her job terminated her immediately for falsifying work travel. Her parents canceled her emergency credit card. Her friends stopped replying to her messages. Enrico blocked her on every social platform. Within 48 hours, the perfect image she built collapsed. She called again, crying harder than before. I lost my job. My parents are furious. I have nothing left. That's called consequence, I said calmly. I'll pay back every penny I took. Please, I'll do anything. You can't pay me back what you stole. Trust, I said. She sobbed so hard I almost felt something. Almost. Then her mother called again, her voice shaking. She's talking about hurting herself. Please help her. I kept my tone steady. I'm not her savior anymore. She needs professional help. Silence filled the line. You're heartless, her mother whispered. No, I said softly. I'm just finally done being used. When I hung up, I felt nothing but clarity. Some people learn through kindness. Others only learn when life teaches them the hard way. Megan had just received her first real lesson. Weeks passed, and the storm slowly faded. Her calls stopped. Her name disappeared from my notifications. The silence was heavy at first, then strangely peaceful. I heard updates through mutual friends. Megan had moved back in with her parents. She was working part-time at a department store for minimum wage. The girl who once bragged about networking events was folding clothes now. She deleted every social media account she had. Too many people had seen the truth. Her old coworkers whispered about the fake conference. Her name had become a warning, more than a memory. Rico had moved on within a week. He posted photos with a new girlfriend, same penthouse, same smile. History repeating itself. Megan had called him, begged him to talk. He blocked her number the same night. I didn't feel joy when I heard that. Only closure. Because revenge isn't satisfaction, it's balance. And balance had finally been restored. I started focusing on myself again. Work became easier, without the emotional chaos. I hit new sales records, earned a massive bonus. For the first time, I spent money only on things that mattered. Peace, quiet, and rebuilding my own space. I replaced the furniture she'd chosen. I painted the walls a new color. Every change was like erasing a stain from memory. People at work noticed I smiled more. They said I seemed lighter, calmer, more alive. They were right. One evening at a charity event, I met someone new. Her name was Claire. She was an attorney, confident, sharp, independent. She didn't need saving or funding. We split everything 50-50 from day one. No hidden agendas, no lies disguised as affection. It felt like breathing clean air after years of smoke. I told her my story one night, over dinner and soft music. She listened quietly, then said, "You didn't lose, you learned." She was right. The experience hadn't broken me. It had rebuilt me into someone stronger, smarter, more cautious. Now I know that trust isn't about love. It's about evidence, consistency, and shared effort. And when one side stops contributing, the whole thing collapses. Megan once called me heartless. But the truth is, I just stopped giving my heart to people who didn't earn it. I still believe in love, just not in blind faith. The kind of love I want now is built on equality, not dependency. And if a woman ever tells me she needs new lingerie for a work trip, I'll smile, pick up the phone, and call her company first. Because some mistakes only cost a few dollars. Others cost your peace, your pride, and your years. I paid the price once. Never again. Now, every time I look around my quiet home, I'm reminded that freedom doesn't come cheap. But once you earn it back, you never let anyone steal it from you again. Looking back now, it all feels like a different lifetime. The anger, the betrayal, the sleepless nights, it's all distant noise. I don't hate Megan anymore. She became the teacher I never asked for. Her lies showed me the value of truth. Her selfishness taught me the beauty of balance. Her betrayal revealed the strength I didn't know I had. Pain changes people, but sometimes it shapes them into who they should have been. I stopped chasing closure from others. I built it for myself. Now I live quietly, simply, with purpose and boundaries. I don't check old photos or wonder, what if? The past is a closed book, sealed and stored away. Sometimes, I still think about the man I was before it happened. Naive, trusting, too eager to save someone who didn't want saving. But he's gone now. In his place stands a man who knows his worth. A man who understands that love without respect isn't love at all. And if my story saves one person from the same mistake, then losing her was the best deal I ever made.